What's up guys, my name's Liam and today we're going to be checking out the brand new colorway in the Artisan FX0, the Dai Dai orange color. Is this going to be the best mouse pad for you? Let's check it out. Alright guys, so here we have the Artisan FX0 in the Dai Dai orange colorway. And just so you guys know, I actually ordered this mouse pad off the Artisan website. From the day that I purchased this mouse pad to the day it arrived at my front door, it was approximately 9 days. And the total cost of purchasing this mouse pad and having it shipped to my front door from the Artisan website in Japan was $68. I've already done an in-depth review on the Artisan FX0 mouse pad, and I'll go ahead and put a link in the description if you guys are interested in watching that video. And I have a long history of owning these mouse pads. I purchased all the Artisan pads. I own them for well over 4 years now at this point. And one of the things that I had mentioned in my original Artisan FX0 mouse pad review was that I definitely recommended picking up this pad in the mid version. And the reason I'd recommended that, in my experience, the Xsoft version actually wore out quicker than the mid version, and the mid version felt more consistent over time. However, since I purchased those pads so long ago, I wanted to go ahead and give this one one more shot in the Xsoft version. I know that when it comes to control pads, people absolutely prefer to have the Xsoft version because it gives you more control and more stopping power. And basically that's the reason why you're buying this pad in the first place for. So let's go ahead and jump into it and see what we got here. And as you can see here, Artisan does ship these mouse pads today flat boxed, so really cool of them to do that. And even though the foam in these mouse pads is so premium, I've never had an issue with these pads going flat. Even the older versions came rolled up, no issues at all, but this is definitely a cool change from them. So to open up the mouse pad here, we just come to the back, we just grab this tab and we just rip it open. And here we got the pad. All right, and starting off the bat here, this thing does look awesome. You know, this honestly does kind of have more of a muted orange tone to it. It's a bit softer looking of a color, but I do want to say that in my personal opinion, having it here in hand, I do feel like overall, the aesthetic of it does look a little bit better in person than it does in the pictures. And man, it's always such a great feeling to open up a brand new mouse pad. This thing feels extremely soft. And it does look like the edges here actually do look a little bit brighter than the actual surface of the pad itself. And as always, this comes with the same perfect premium stitching as on all the other Artisan mouse pads. So the Xsoft version of this mouse pad actually is 4 millimeters in thickness. It feels incredibly plush and it's very easy to push into. And the surface of this mouse pad is made out of a circular knit polyester. And as I'd mentioned, the top of this mouse pad just feels super soft. This mouse pad comes in at 49 centimeters in width and 42 centimeters in length. So let's compare it to some of the other colored mouse pads on the market. That way you can kind of get an idea on what this actually looks like. So here is the blue Spire low-key mouse pad. And here it is compared to the Lethal Gaming Gear Venus Pro. This definitely has a much brighter red colorway to it. And here's an old school Artisan Heian in the wine red colorway. This is definitely a darker colorway. And then here is the comparison to my old school Artisan FX0 in mid that I still have laying around here. And though I've had this mouse pad for well over 4 years, I've gotten extremely good use out of it. You can instantly tell out of the box how much of a difference these two mouse pads have compared to one another. The Xsoft version of this mouse pad feels much softer overall. And honestly, sliding your fingers across the top of these mouse pads, you can tell that it uses the same material, but honestly, now granted, like I said, this one is incredibly worn in, whereas this one is brand new. But overall, the surface of the mid feels much tighter. It feels much more firm. It doesn't feel as loose or soft as the Xsoft version does. So when it comes to the comparison between these two mouse pads, I definitely feel like on the mid version, you get a little bit less of the initial friction when starting out when moving your mouse. However, once you do start seeing movement in your mouse, both of these mouse pads have an extremely smooth glide on them. It's always such a great feeling when you get a brand new Artisan mouse pad out of the box, how incredible and premium overall it feels. And when it does come to using the Lamzu Atlantis Mini, I do have a version with the smaller skates on here, and I do have one as well that I opted to put the bigger skates on here to test out the differences. You know, and oddly enough, with these smaller skates, I am feeling a little bit more of initial friction on this mouse pad. I definitely feel like if you are going to use this mouse pad, that the bigger skates are absolutely going to be the way to go with it. Overall, the glide just feels smoother and more consistent, and I feel like I have more control over this mouse. And I definitely have to say, if you're a user of like the Vaxi XE Wireless or the G Pro Superlight, it's as though you get the perfect combination of stopping power and a super smooth glide. And when you're making your swipes and pushing into this mouse pad, this thing stops on the dime. And even mice like the Pulsar X2 and the Death Adder V3 Pro feel phenomenal on this mouse pad. All right, guys, so that's my first impressions here on the Artisan FX0 and the Dai Dai Orange. You know, honestly, I don't know if Artisan has made changes to this mouse pad over the years, and I kind of do regret getting rid of my original FX0 in the Xsoft when it died on me, but I'm super excited to test out this mouse pad, the longevity of it, and to see how it holds up if there is any changes to it. You know, I can honestly sit here and tell you that though I have all these mouse pads, I've used them for a long time, even to this day, getting this brand new mouse pad in the box, opening it up, the experience this mouse pad gives you is just honestly such a next level experience. They usually will last you about a year of good use. So I'm definitely going to be testing this one out for you guys, and I will report back if I do notice any type of issues, inconsistencies, or if the pad is wearing out over time. And overall, personally, this is probably my favorite control pad on the market. I've just always been such a fan of the Artisan pads, and I'm really excited to get to use this. All right, guys, so if you have any questions or you feel like there's anything that I didn't bring up in the video, please let me know down in the comments below. And aside from that, if you're interested in seeing more videos like this in the future, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you soon.